sideline. He hits his receiver for a touchdown. Pirates up 20-12.
And that's just good coaching right there. Credit to the offensive staff for you don't get good at that if you don't rep it in practice. And that's a free play for their Boston and Cross. Knew what needed to happen. Man, what a great play. What a great throw for Colton Cross. He is coming into his own tonight, as is the Pirate offense.
Third extra point of the night. It's good. So Pirates, after the Wofford interception, to a third Boston Johnson touchdown lead. So Croft and Johnson locked it up. Croft hands off and head into the end zone. And getting in is the junior Jacarius Timmons for a PDQ America TD Pine Tree touchdown. Pirates up 30-22. There's a good point you bring up, Tim. They're a little bit undersized compared to what the offensive line was last year for the Pirates. As it's a free play right here. And Boston Johnson is going to take it into the end zone for another PDQ America TD Pine Tree touchdown. So Carter jumps offside. And Croft, with the veteran play, sees that he's got a free play, and Boston Johnson just streaked it down the sideline. He hits his receiver for a touchdown. Pirates up 20-12.
And that's just good coaching right there. Credit to the offensive staff for repping that. You don't get good at that if you don't rep it in practice. And that's a free play for their Boston and Croft. Knew what needed to happen. Man, what a great play. What a great throw for Colton Croft. He is coming into his own tonight, as is the Pirate offense.
Third extra point of the night. It's good. So Pirates, after the Wofford interception, to a third Boston Johnson touchdown lead. So Croft and Johnson locked it up. Croft hands off and head into the end zone. And getting in is the junior Jacarius Timmons for a PDQ America TD Pine Tree touchdown. Pirates up 30-22. There's a good point you bring up, Tim. They're a little bit undersized compared to what the offensive line was last year for the Pirates. As it's a free play right here. And Boston Johnson is going to take it into the end zone for another PDQ America TD Pine Tree touchdown. So Carter jumps offside. And Croft, with the veteran play, sees that he's got a free play, and Boston Johnson just streaked it down the sideline. He hits his receiver for a touchdown. Pirates up 20-12.
And that's just good coaching right there. Credit to the offensive staff for repping that. You don't get good at that if you don't rep it in practice. And that's a free play for their Boston and Croft. Knew what needed to happen. Man, what a great play. What a great throw for Colton Croft. He is coming into his own tonight, as is the Pirate offense.
Third extra and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up points.
Draws with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this evening. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it, Adams said, I have one call on pocket.
Hit for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. It's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up points.
Draws with 2 receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this evening. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it, Adams said, I have one call on pocket.
Hit for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. It's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up points.
Draws with 2 receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this evening. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29. middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on the drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one call on pocket.
Kick for the Pirates, and they get an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call by the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big-time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on the drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with 2 receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one call on pocket.
Kick for the Pirates, and they get an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call by the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big-time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on the drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with 2 receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that. Being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross gonna look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one shot on pocket.
Hit for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call by the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that. Being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross gonna look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one shot on pocket.
Hit for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call by the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that. Being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross gonna look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29. and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one call on pocket.
Kick for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one call on pocket.
Kick for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big time football here on homecoming in Longview. First down and goal. 4-yard line. Attaway in the backfield. And it's going up the middle and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that, being able to pick up 40.
Cross with 2 receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Before he caught it at the said, I have one call on pocket.
Kick for the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and say, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. and boom, run in. That's a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown. Roger Attaway with his second touchdown of the night.
Quite the response from the Pine Tree Pirates, and very well deserved on a drive like that. Being able to pick up 40.
Cross the two receivers, Valentine in the slot. At the bottom of your screen, Johnson at the top of your screen. He has 3 touchdown passes so far this season. Cross going to look for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle and in for number 4. The PDQ TD touchdown. Boston Johnson, 4th of the night. Pirates 37-29.
Well, he caught it at the said, I have one shot on my pocket.
Kick for the
In the words of the great Michael Clements, ahoy and good evening, and welcome to the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. We are live from Lion Stadium here in Henderson, Texas, as your Pine Tree Pirates look to notch another win in district as they take on the Henderson Lions. Again, welcome into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast, brought to you on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Coach Rocha, standing in for the legendary play-by-play commentator Michael Clements, joined by Coach Holder, providing color commentary tonight, as we are both stoked about bringing you, Pirate Nation, tonight's ball game. The Pirates come in with a season record of 3-3 and a district record of 1-1, looking to build off a big win over Maybank 64-8 before last week's bye week. Coach Bachman brings the Pirate offense, led under junior quarterback Colton Croft, and the defense highlighted by senior Brayson Woods, to do battle with a Henderson Lion team that is led under new head coach Ricky Meeks, who is not a stranger to either Henderson or Pine Tree football, being the son of the late Dickie Meeks, who coached both programs. He brings the Lions in at 5-2 with losses against Athens and Kilgore, but sitting also at 1-1 with a victory over Maybank. This game, along with other games around the district, will play a big part to determine the playoff seedings in the end. Now, I'm happy to bring in the man of many hats of all things Pine Tree, joining the live broadcast, as he seems to do every year at least once, is the athletic director and Pine Tree Live stand-in color commentator, Jacob Holder. Coach, how are you tonight? And talk to me about tonight's game.
Man, doing great. Happy to be here. Always enjoy getting a chance to come up here and be with you guys and really watch a game, kind of focus and enjoy some football. And like you painted the picture pretty well. These are two teams both coming in 1-1. The district race is tight right now. Another big game tonight is the Lindale-Kilgore game. They're battling two undefeateds left in the district. So this game, that game have major playoff implications as we kind of are nearing the end of district play already. It's hard to believe that. But you said Ricky Meeks, new head coach here. His father won a state championship here as a head coach, and Coach Meeks coached on the staff as a position coach. He left a center program that he had turned and been doing some good things, and brings a new style to this Henderson Lion team, and they're having a lot of success early.
Yeah, Coach, talk to me a little bit about what you think has to be going through Coach Meeks. I mean, coming into a first-year program, but a storied program like Henderson, the pressure is on to kind of turn it around, fairly quickly. I mean, like you said, he's been at center. He's also been at Alto, head coaches at both, offense coordinator at Tatum, and I think Mount Vernon, if I'm not mistaken. So, what is the pressure of not only doing that, but also probably doing it at a place where, his dad coached and he's coming back and coaching, but now directing it?
Yeah, coaching for a second time for sure. I think Henderson values their football program. When they hired him, they were able to steal some talented coaches from around the area that have a lot of experience. So they got a really experienced staff. They got Coach Val from Longview to come be their special teams coordinator. Coach Sinton, who was the head coach at Rusk, to come be their defensive coordinator. They got some seasoned coaches on this staff, and I think what Coach Meeks has done is kind of brought his style of offense, which is kind of a blend in a traditional style with some inside run game, a little bit of outside zone, but also married into some of that Art Browse Baylor stuff. You'll see the receivers with really, really wide splits. They're going to run the ball inside. They're going to try to use those splits to expand the defense and get more hats out of the box to run it. And when you start getting in tight, throw screens outside to those talented, big-bodied receivers and then throw over the top of you. So it's a unique offense. They've had a lot of success already this year. They're scoring a lot of points. And their defense plays kind of a feast or famine style defense to really marry the offense and the defense together. It's definitely a build, but I believe he's doing a good job, and Henderson's had a lot of success this year.
Yeah, and you paint a pretty good picture for tonight's game. I mean, like you said, very tight race around the district. They call it the District of Doom for a reason. In other matchups tonight, you'll see Kilgore and Lindale probably face off for what may be probably the district championship, as they are both undefeated in district. So tonight, one of them will be suffering their first loss tonight. Pine Tree Live, Pirate Nation, we are excited about bringing you tonight's game. And also, before we cut away for the national anthem, as we are here at Military Appreciation Night for Henderson, we do want to let you know that we are broadcasting inside of the booth. So if you see a black line through your screen, do not adjust your television. It's just being inside of the press box. And also, There will be no crowd noise tonight, so we will try to make do with what we have here. But we are very excited about bringing you the game, and we will cut away from the national anthem. And welcome back into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast for tonight's game between the Pine Tree Pirates and the Henderson Lions. Getting ready to bring you the coin toss brought to you by Marketing with April as the captains come out to meet halfway to get us started off. Of course, Pine Tree represented by number 9, Chris Nichols. And number 6, Roger Attaway. Henderson brings out number 11, Mason Jones, and number 10, Vince Howard. Vince being the quarterback of the Henderson Lions, starting quarterback for the Henderson Lions. Number 2, Justin Starling, and number 8, Varian Williams. And Henderson has won the toss, and they will elect to go on offense and receive the ball first. All right, Coach, so here's where we're going to start. Henderson on offense, that offense you kind of talked about with Coach Meeks. What do you think how the Pirates going to respond being on defense first?
Oh, I know they've been prepping. I know Coach Blanco's been talking all week. They got to stop the run. Like I said, this run game's built on inside zone, outside zone. They've got a pretty big front. Our guys are going to have to do a great job of reestablishing the line of scrimmage. You don't see a lot of coaches, or you used to not see a lot of coaches who, when they win the toss, they want to receive. It used to be we want to defer, but that goes into just this philosophy that Coach Meeks has brought. It's all about possessions. They want to steal possessions. So this is just one extra possession that they see that they've got. And like I said, you'll see their defense. They play a pretty aggressive style. They bring a lot of heat. They bring a lot of pressures. It's a high-risk, high-reward defense, but they feel like they can marry that with an explosive offense, and they hope to outscore you. So this will be big right here to set the tone.
All right, Pirate Nation, we are getting ready. The kickoff's brought to you by East Texas Preferred Properties as number 26, Julian Barr, gets ready to send the Pirates out on defense after this kickoff. The Henderson Lions are ready. Pine Tree is ready. Pirate Nation, hope you are ready as we get ready to kick the ball off and start this night on Friday Night Lights. And here we go.
Pooch kick looks like number 11. You mentioned him, one of the captains, Mason Jones, fields that ball. Well covered by the Pirates. So Mason Jones is their number 1 targeted receiver. He's really more of a possession type receiver. You're probably not going to see him get a lot of explosive plays down the field, but a lot of maybe some screen game. They're going to use him on the edge of the block a little bit, and then just picking up the ugly yards. Possession style receiver. You'll see him probably running intermediate routes around the sticks a lot tonight.
And Vince Howard brings the Lions out on offense first. Starting at the 37-yard line. Vince in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to start. Nope, play action, going over the top. And just right out of the reach, but there is a flag. Usually when the referees throw a flag right there, usually pass interference in favor of the offense. So that'll be 15 yards for the Henderson Lions right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's really it's really a play call where that quarterback might have just liked the matchup that he had. They had a run play called power where they're pulling a guard, they're kicking with the fullback, and he sees a one-on-one matchup over there and took a shot on first down.
Not the most ideal start for the Pirates as they open up the game with their first penalty. Henderson quickly back up to the line. The ball is set, and they're already in the formation ready to snap the ball. Howard gets the snap, play action again. This time looking the other side. Doesn't hit on that one either.
You can see the aggressive style of the nature of the way he wants to play this game already. Again, targeting their 2 most dynamic receivers on the first plays of the game.
Brings up second down. Kind of seeing a NASCAR type of offense from the Lions as Justin Starling gets that handoff and gets a big chunk of yardage right there on that second down play.
And Justin Starling talked a lot to Coach Bachman about him throughout the week. He believes he's potentially the most talented running back in the district. He's He's kind of a small guy, but very explosive, sees things well. He's a really good running back.
Barely 30 seconds have gone off the clock, and Henderson is running their fourth play already. That time, Pine Tree ready for the challenge as they stuff Justin right there to bring up a pivotal fourth down.
Henderson subbing out a receiver, bringing in an extra fullback, a little bit heavier personnel to pick up potentially these next 2 yards.
Justin Starling joins Howard in the backfield, looking to the sideline, and Henderson is going to call our first Texas Semi-Trailer timeout. We will take a timeout right with them and be right back. Back into the Veribank Pine Tree live broadcast. Henderson is facing a fourth down. Pirates would benefit big to get this turnover on downs.
It looks like they have every intention of going for this. They've got 2 fullbacks in the backfield. They've brought in a defensive lineman to be that extra fullback with a direct snap to see what number that is. The Pirates look like they stopped him early.
Yeah, that was a direct snap to Starling, and it looks like it'll be short. Pine Tree with a big stop on defense, and they'll take over right there.
It was huge, especially after that first pass interference call, to be able to settle back down inside, settle back down. The second play, another deep shot, trying to kind of knock the Pirates back on their heels. They did a good job of responding there.
And that'll bring number 31, junior quarterback Colton Croft, out onto the field, joined by Attaway in the backfield to get the offense started for Pine Tree. First down, 10:45 left in the first quarter. Colton with the snap, hands it off. Tough yardage right there. I think he barely got back. I think they're going to give him 1 yard.
Brought down by number 33, the Mike backer, Mike Russell. Henderson's defensive front, they use a lot of big-bodied athletes up there. You're not your stereotypical defensive lineman. Kind of big receiver-type bodies. They're athletic. A lot of times they're playing where they're slanting gaps, just trying to get movement. It pays off for them there.
Colton in the shotgun. Second down and long. Pops up, sees the receiver, and that one goes incomplete. Targeting Tabron Homer.
And they're off the play side edge. You can see that was a run play called. Both the outside backer and the safety walked up off the edge. Colton recognized it and took the one-on-one matchup. Just didn't work out for him that time. Liked what he saw. Brings up a 3rd and long.
Obvious passing down versus Pine Tree. 3rd down. Motion in the backfield. Here's the snap. Sees an inside slant. Got it. And he's off to the races. Has one man to beat and can't get away from him.
Again, just taking what the defense has given. Rashad Wofford, who's been very consistent throughout the year so far, dependable. Again, they brought 2 off the weak side edge. Colton sees it and knows it's a one-on-one matchup, and he takes advantage.
That's a great read by the junior quarterback as he was able to see Rashad beat him on the inside and take what was given. And now it sets up the Pirates inside of the Edward Jones Forrest Williams red zone. Colton swings it out to the right, trying to get to the edge and picks up a little yardage. Looks like they're going to mark him right there. Gain of 2.
It's number 2, Ashton Valentine, explosive receiver of the Pirates out there on the edge. Well defended by the Lions.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. It looks like the Pirates are pretty convinced that they're going to try to get them to lighten the box and put more than one-on-one pressure on the outside.
Yeah, so this Henderson defense, kind of like I said, it's a feast or famine style. You can see they bring a lot of pressure off the edge. So far, Colton's recognized when they've done it and taken the matchup that he likes. You can see him shifting right now to come off the side of the running back. And here they come. Colton attacks it again. The receiver wasn't on the same page.
And that was a good read. I think he had the receiver look right back inside. Colton knew pre-snap, kind of like you're saying, Coach, exactly where he was going to go. He's doing a good job so far managing the game. 3rd down and long.
You know, Henderson, they it's a pretty high percentage. They bring 2 off the edge to the side of the running back. That way the one coming closest off the edge can chase the running back, and the next one coming is there for the potential quarterback pull.
3rd down and long. Colton in shotgun. Motions across. Another pass to the motion man and just can't get out of the sure tackle.
Really well defended by Justin Howard, the free safety there for the Henderson Lions. You can see Coach Bachman probably wanting a motion to figure out what are they playing. Are they man? Are they going to roll cover 3 there? They're in man, so Colton took the matchup. You would think that the receiver would beat him with leverage outside across the formation, but again, just really well defended there by that safety, Justin Howard.
And 4th down, Coach Bachman opts to bring on Julian Ibarra, the left-footed place kicker for the Pirates. The snap is down. And Julian Ibarra gets the Pirates on the board, 3-0. And we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will get you the kickoff. And welcome back into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast, brought to you on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate you spending your Friday night with Pirate Nation as your Pine Tree Pirates are up 3-0 after a Julian Ibarra field goal, after the drive stalled out after a big pickup by Colton Croft and Rashad Walford, setting them up inside the red zone. Unfortunately, the Pirates could not go any further and opted for a 36-yard field goal by Julian Ibarra, who lines up to take the kickoff, sponsored by East Texas Preferred Property. And Pooch kicking it to the corner again. Henderson will try to see if they can run it back, get a little bit of return before he is pushed out of bounds. Still good field position for Henderson.
Still decided to go with the Pooch over there to the Pine Tree sideline, pooching it to Mason Jones, that possession receiver. Coach Bachman probably feels like it's a better shot to kick it to him instead of kicking it deep to that free safety that just made that great play, or Justin, the running back, two really skilled players back there deep for the Lions.
Not many teams around here, Coach, have I seen put their running back to be the deep man for the kickoff. So definitely probably a good choice not to be kicking it to him as he joins Vince Howard and the backfield to get Henderson started on this second drive. Motion in the backfield. He pops up, sees something, and hits his man, who gets brought down inside the 28-yard line by Boston Johnson.
Again, off that run, off that play action look, they're just running counter, taking advantage of the spacing. We're talking about hit Lamari and Coleman up the seam. See how the Pirates adjust here.
Lions back in formation. Shotgun. Howard pulls up. Sees somebody in the corner. And a flag coming from deep out right.
That's one of those that both guys competing for the ball. Don't know that I agree with that one, but it is what it is. Taking vertical shots. Again, number 3, another explosive receiver. Amari Murphy. Defended there by Des Williams.
And we'll look at the white hat as he will confirm Pirate Nation's worst fear.
All right, they waved it off.
Yeah, he overruled it, saying the ball was uncatchable, so no penalty.
I think that was a good job of them coming together and making it right.
That'll bring up second down. No 15-yard penalty. Line still at the 29-yard line. Howard and company getting the call from the sideline.
Pirates showing a too-high safety look now for the first couple times. Trying to protect those seams, those vertical shots in the middle of the field.
Howard, quarterback keeper, off to the left.
Quarterback outside zone, well defended by Dalen Montgomery, who kind of gets skinny, slips underneath the crack block of that number 2 receiver out there, gets back there and gets him for no gain to maybe about a half of a yard gain. Well defended by Dalen.
And that'll bring up another third down and long.
You know, they're shifting into something a little funky here. Got quads.
Empty formation for Howard. Weird formation. Doesn't like what he sees, brings it down.
Really well defended by the Pirates secondary right there. Looks like what they wanted to do is set up like a screen back there to the running back in the back of that quad stack look. Our defensive backs jumped that with also one bailing over the top for the vertical shot. Quarterback, like you said, didn't like it, tucked it, and the pressure got to him, bringing up fourth down.
And that'll bring out Henderson's kicker. Looks like it's Ivan Navarro. And he will put up the 35-yard field goal. And no good.
From this angle, couldn't see wide left or right, but definitely had the distance.
And that'll give the Pirates their second win on the defense, being able to thwart the offensive powerhouse that Henderson has shown in their 7 games coming into this game. Have been able to hold them after a big gain and hold them to no points as the Pine Tree Pirate offense gets back out on the field.
Pine Tree coming out in their 2-back, 1-tight personnel grouping. See how the Lions decide to attack it.
Colton this time hands it off. And big yardage right there for the Pine Tree running back. And that's Jacarius Timmons.
Good run by Jacarius Timmons right there. You can see, looks like the Lions are just trying to settle in a little bit maybe. Didn't bring any pressure there. Jacarius Timmons gets some tough yardage there, bringing up a short 2nd and 2.
2nd and short. Something that neither one of these offenses tonight have seen a lot of. It seems like they are very poised to pick up big yardage, but nonetheless, 2nd and 2, Colton in the shotgun. Receiver out to each side. And the junior quarterback checking to something. He sees something he likes, gets it, pops right back up. Tried to find Ashton Valentine, but this time could not connect with his outside receiver on the slant.
Yeah, wanted to take a shot with Ashton. It was a good matchup ball, maybe just a hair late, but well defended by Corey Harper, the field corner for the Lions.
Well, Coach, and that's kind of what you want to do on 2nd and short. You're kind of playing with house money at that point. You're thinking you have 2 downs to really pick up 2 yards. And here comes Colton with the Pine Tree Pirate offense to see if they can pick up this first down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Motion, Valentine across the formation. This time, Colton does find a receiver, and he's off to the races. Cuts right back inside, does not get tackled. And finally inside the 10-yard line.
Great throw and catch by Boston Johnson. Probably a really deliberate play call there for that situation, motioning Ashton across the field to find out what coverage are they in. Are they rolling to a cover 3 look? Are they staying in man? That safety runs with it. Colton knows he's got man coverage and takes the shot on the inside slant to the inside receiver. Really well executed.
And so this will set up the second visit into the Edward Jones Forrest Williams red zone for the Pirates, this time inside, almost inside the 10. First down and goal. And he'll hand it off. Pirate offensive line trying to push their running back, getting a tough, looks to be 3 yards, bringing up second down and 6.
Yeah, tough running there, and really just kind of a gritty performance by the O-line there. That Henderson line group right there, the interior of the offensive line got really good push on the nose. Those bigger-bodied, quick defensive ends slanted there, and I think created a little bit of a disruption. But Jacarius hit it so downhill, he was able to pick something up, and those linemen kind of rallied to him and pushed him from behind to get the extra yardage. Pirates playing really hard.
Second and goal. Colton in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left. He's looking to throw it, and he does. And it is a PDQ.
Got a late flag.
A late flag, but nonetheless, for right now, it's a PDQ America Pine Tree touchdown. We'll see if it stands.
Pass interference of some kind. Let's see who it's on.
Oh, wow.
Pass interference on the offense.
You don't see that being called very much, but it is a offensive pass interference against the Pirates. Probably a little bit of a pick play probably down there. I couldn't really see if that was really just on the receiver or if somebody made contact past the 1 yard, give zone that they kind of give right down there at the end zone.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one. I couldn't see much. As Forrest Gump says, that's all I have to say about that.
Second and long. They'll replay the down, but now from the 20-yard line, still in the red zone.
Colton looking to take a shot, receiver not on the same page. Wanted to go vertical to Rashad Wofford there, who had man coverage. Rashad broke his route off. Henderson again playing really aggressive, playing a lot of man coverage on the Pirate receivers. They're loading the box to try to slow down the Pirate running attack.
Want to take this time to thank our sponsors, Energy Well-Fed, Veteran Pride AC and Heat, Juicy's Taco, and United Rental. Thank you for your continued sponsorship of the Vera Bank Pine Tree Live broadcast. As Pine Tree gets ready to take on the Henderson line defense here on this third down.
Third and goal from the 21, not something you really want to see.
Colton with the snap, drops back, off his back foot, and just could not find Rashad Wofford as it goes over his head and luckily over the head of the free safety back there, as Pine Tree will face another fourth down, and it looks like Coach Bachman kind of near the same place that Julian just hit it from. He sends Julian Ibarra right back out to see if he can make it another.
Yeah, looking at about a 36, 37-yard, right at 38-yard field goal here. See if Julian's got another one in him.
The left-footed kicker, Julian Ibarra, gets set. Boston Johnson, the holder. Kick is down, and it is blocked. And the Henderson line defense now answers as the Pine Tree Pirate offense finds themselves with no points after being set up so well inside the 10-yard line, coming away with nothing after that offensive series. Henderson line ball.
Blocked by the really tall, big, athletic defensive end. Jordan Irvin plays a little bit of fullback on offense. He's a big-bodied kid that's very athletic. He got good pressure up the middle. Pirates are going to have to figure out a way to adjust to account for his presence in the interior on those field goals.
Henderson takes over.
First time you've seen trips out of the lines tonight.
Motion quickly out of it. Howard hands it off to Starling. Starling tried the left side, then went up the middle, and he is met by a host of Pirates.
Looked like led by Brayson Woods and then Anthony Anderson on the tackle.
Yeah, and a little bit of Aiden Smith, if I'm not mistaken, Coach. He does a real good job of floating inside as that defensive end and finding a way to get in on the tackle.
Yeah, they spread it back out. You can see the wide splits. Both receivers on or outside the numbers into the boundary. Receiver to the field, standing on the numbers. They're taking another shot to the field. Well defended by Dez. Almost picked off. That's the third vertical shot on Dez right there, and that's the best he's played it. That young man's a tough little sucker, man. Loves to compete. Those first shots where he's had some laundry tossed because of him, not phasing him. Really well defended.
And that is a great job by the young corner over there, coached by Coach Newsom, new corner coach this year, aided by Coach Rockwell and him. Coach Rockwell and Coach Newsom head up that very talented secondary coaching staff as Howard drops back. And looks like we're going to get some laundry out on the field. And it will be a Shade Tree Minerals penalty flag, and that'll be a false start against the Henderson Lion offense.
Henderson putting the Twins into the boundary, the single receiver to the field. A lot of four-down defenses will have to adjust and roll to a cover 3-1 high safety look. That's when they like taking those vertical shots up the seams. Now the Lions adjusting trips to the field. See what they decide to do out of it.
3rd and long. Howard with the snap, dropping straight back.
Pirates bring pressure. Well covered.
And it looked like, oh, no, that is not Howard. That is actually Blake Meeks for the Henderson Lions, the freshman quarterback, who is actually also the son of Coach Meeks. He was in on that series, and that'll be a quick 3-and-out, and we'll see the punt team on for the Henderson Lions.
Well defended. Little stunt on the inside, brought both inside backers, Brayson and Dalen Montgomery. The pressure pays off. Play a little cover 1 in the back end. Lock down those receivers with Boston in the middle of the field. Really well defended there. Good. I like the call by Coach Blanco.
And that was also another Shade Tree Mineral penalty flag as Blake was flagged for intentional grounding, loss of down, 4th down, very long. Punt team still on for Henderson Lions, and he'll get the punt off. And he will call for the fair catch as Boston Johnson will set up the Pirate offense and good field position. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Juicy's Taco. Fresh food fast.
And welcome back into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. Pine Tree leading Henderson 3-0 as they look to take back over on offense, starting in good field position. Colton Croft in shotgun, 2 receivers out to his right. He drops back, looking straight right, looking for his receiver. Did he hit him?
He says no, he's out of bounds. The Lions backed off a little bit less aggressive there, dropped into zone. They showed pressure early, but dropped the field outside backer back into coverage. Hadn't seen a lot of zone coverage out of the Lions yet.
All right. And Pirates will huddle up, coming back out onto the line.
The official's got to spot the ball on the right spot. There we go.
Pine Tree back out. Attaway joins Colton Croft in the backfield. Valentine motions across. This time Attaway with the ball, and man, he had an opening but got tripped up right there. Turf Monster got him, and he got back to the line of scrimmage. They're probably going to give him a gain of 1. And it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd and long. See Coach Bachman sub in a new personnel group. We bring in Boston Johnson and bring out sophomore Brick Bratton. Bring an extra receiver onto the field for this 3rd and long. Probably going to look to create some kind of a matchup to get something vertical downfield.
3rd down and long. Shotgun formation.
Henderson brings pressure.
Colton gets rid of it quick, turns up the field, steps out of bounds, and just a gain of 3, bringing up 4th down for the Pirates. I would imagine too long for a field goal, especially the one that just got blocked in the last position for the Pirates. So probably going to go for it, 4th down territory for Coach Bachman and his offense.
Yeah, right now the defense is settled in and playing well. You're on the plus side of the field. I like the call by Coach Bachman. Let's see if he wants to freeze them and call a timeout, figure out how they're going to defend it, or if he's got something up his sleeve now.
Empty backfield. Colton gets it out, swings it out. Double pass. He has him. And that is a PDQ America Pine Tree touchdown for your Pirates. Colton Croft to Rashad Wofford.
It was actually Boston Johnson
Sorry.
Rashad Wofford.
Colton Croft to Boston Johnson to Rashad Wofford. Don't know who you have on your fantasy football team, but they all get points today, as that'll bring the score 9-0. Pine Tree up against the Henderson Lions in a pivotal district match, as Julian Ibarra comes in for the point after. And Julian Ibarra, no problem for him, as the score is now 10-0. Pine Tree up over Henderson off that double pass from Boston Johnson. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the kickoff. Welcome back into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. I'm Coach Rocha, joined by Coach Holder, bringing you tonight's action, as Pine Tree has just now taken a 10-0 lead over the Henderson Lions.
Coach Rocha, you've been doing these broadcasts now for several years. How many times have you said empty formation from Pine Tree?
Not very many, Coach. Not very many, as Julian Ibarra with another pooch kick, almost recovered by the kickoff team. He got some height under that one, as the Pine Tree Pirate defense will take the field. Coach, you got a little background on that little quarterback double pass right there. You were able to coach Boston and Colton as freshmen when they kind of tag teamed those duties.
Yeah, absolutely. Got fortunate enough to coach both those guys when they were both freshmen together. Both played quarterback, and it was fun to be able to kind of stick one at quarterback, the other at receiver, do certain things, then flip them and do different things. They always had a great attitude about it. They were great teammates. You know, they didn't care who got the credit. And how fun is it to see Colton throw to Boston and then Boston throw to Rashad, and really well-designed play there for that situation and well executed by the kids.
Henderson takes back over, jet sweep play out onto the edge, and Pine Tree rallying to the call, as the Henderson Lions will pick up a little bit, but not as much as they thought they would, as Blake Meeks leads the Henderson Lion offense back out onto the field.
Yeah, it was really a good run by number 14, Lamarian Coleman. The Pirates really had it snuffed out for a no gain. He broke several tackles.
Meeks in at quarterback. He fumbles the ball. and he'll just try to pick up what he can. Heads up play by the freshman quarterback, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, not sure what happened. Didn't seem like the snap was a bad snap. Maybe just caught him off guard. Wasn't quite ready. Really trying to look and read the defense as they hurry back to the line to run a play.
Starling, this time he gets started, and he breaks a couple of tackles. He's down on the sideline. Breaks a couple more tackles. One more. This time the Pine Tree Pirates get him down, but not before he sets them up very well on the edge of the red zone.
And this is where you see their tempo. They get a big explosive play. They want to maximize it. Hand it right back to him.
No big gain this time for Starling.
And that run really highlights what Coach Bachman says. He has a lot of respect for number 2, Justin Starling. Again, I said it early in the broadcast. Coach Bachman believes he might be the best running back in this district. Very explosive, dynamic, quick. You can see he changes on a dime.
Meeks gives it back off to Starling. Starling up the middle. Looks like the Lions have found something they like in the middle of Coach Blanco's defense.
Yeah, just inside zone there, running right at him. Really want to feed Justin right now and see what they can get. Good hit there by Brayson Woods in the middle, but like you said, a good gain there for the Lions.
14 seconds left here in this first quarter.
It looks like the Lions will take the quarter.
And that they will, as your Pine Tree Pirates, Pirate Nation, up 10-0 here at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the start of the second quarter.
Back to the air, and he's going to hit his receiver for the second time tonight, taking it into the end zone for a PDQ America PTTD Pine Tree touchdown is Boston Johnson. Pirates take the lead 13-12.
Coach Bachman said, I'll see you when you play, and I'll do you one better. I'll do the same thing. It's the same kind of play down here with.
And welcome back into the Pine Tree Live broadcast as we are here live at Lions Stadium in Henderson, Texas for this pivotal district matchup between the Henderson Lions and the Pine Tree Pirates. Both Pine Tree and Henderson at 1-1 in district play with basically a very similar record. Both losses coming to Kilgore and then both wins coming big over Maybank. As the Henderson Lions get ready to take back over on offense. Third down and short here at the beginning of the second quarter.
Pirates are showing a one-high look. This is where Henderson so far is shown to throw those vertical seams to the inside receiver there into the boundary. See what they like to do here in this third and short.
Meeks hands it off to Starling. Starling gets a couple, and he'll get enough for the first down. And as it's really not a pause in any play, as Henderson is quickly back up to the line, already getting the play call from there. Kind of a sugar huddle kind of offense as they're quickly back up to the line, call the play, and barely 5 seconds come off the play clock, and here they go. Starling with the handoff, breaks one tackle, breaks another.
Yeah, Brayson Woods found a little crease and shot that gap and just barely missed him. Would have been a great play for about a no gain, but barely missed him. Justin, again, really hard runner to bring down. They're just running different versions of inside zone, taking that fullback, that little F back right behind the line. It's number, can't tell if it's 90, 98, but just inserting him, different spots in there, finding creases for Justin.
Meeks, again, hands out to Starling. And he fights his way. This will be close. Got to think this might be 4-down territory for Coach Meeks. And as he'll mass up, a lot of big bodies coming into the –
Yeah, a couple linebackers, the defensive end, the free safety who we've mentioned his name a couple times, Lamarian Coleman, inside receiver as well.
Power formation, Starling set up to take the direct snap. He gets it right off the edge, and he'll be in for a PDQ America touchdown in favor of the Henderson Lions.
Yeah, it's one of those, man. Everybody knows where the ball's going. Direct snap to that really good running back. They brought in, like you said, those big old dudes just to pave the way for them. When you need just a couple yards, that defense has to play dang near perfect to be able to stop it.
That'll bring on Ivan Navarro for the extra point. This one is good. And that'll bring the Henderson Lions within 3, 10-7. Pine Tree still in the lead. We'll take a short break and bring back the Henderson Lion kickoff. And welcome back into the Pine Tree Live Arab Bank broadcast of tonight's football game. Henderson just scored to make the ball game 10-7 after some pretty impressive runs by Justin Starling, as Pine Tree will look to receive the kickoff. Coach, what did you see in that last drive right there?
And I think Henderson just decided, man, let's give it to the guy that's helped create such an explosive offense. He's a talented running back, and just probably really wanted to test the inside of that Pirate defense by just running different versions of inside zone and do it real fast, not give the defensive play caller, Coach Blanco, time to really adjust. It goes back to that Baylor-style offense we've talked about, which I know Coach Meeks has had some experience with. So they found something they liked, and they stuck with it.
Navarro in for the Lions to kick the ball off. Awkward stance. He'll pooch kick it off into the corner. Pirates will receive it, and they'll try to get a run back. And a very promising one as he reaches past midfield. Just beyond it. And that'll be where Pine Tree takes over. Coach, talk to me about tonight's impact players.
You know, defensively, you're looking at you don't hear his name a heck of a lot, but David Lively, who's just become more and more of a big presence on the interior of that defensive line, and you don't hear his name because a lot of times he's taking on double teams and he's keeping those linebackers free to be able to run, so he might not receive all the glory everybody else sees, but he's done a good job on the inside. Brayson Woods, the linebacker. Again, kind of new to Pine Tree, moved in. He's adapted well and taken to the kids. And Colton Croft is just such a fun quarterback. He sees the field well. He's very smart. He understands coverages. He understands rotations. He understands leverage. And he makes really good decisions and puts those receivers in a position where they can go up and make really, really good plays on well-thrown balls.
And those are your impact players of the game, brought to you by M6 Drone. As Colton Croft gets ready for the snap, shotgun formation, receiver to each side of him, and he'll pull up, throw. He has his receiver, and he'll get brought down just in front of that first down marker.
It's number 14, Boston Johnson. Just one of those matchups. Colton sees it. Boston, if you've watched the Pirates this year, you know Boston. This receiving core has been just really, really reliable, whether it's Rashad, Tabor and Homer has come on as of late. These receivers have become a really strong core, and it gives Colton the ability to, when he sees a matchup he likes, just go. Just go after it and take the shot.
Colton with the snap, pulls up again. Oh, no, this time he hands it off. had everybody fooled on that one as he pulled up, made a throwing motion.
And Jacarius Timmons, good run there. Really good move by the offensive line. Good movement up front. See what Coach Bachman would like to do. Does he want to stick with it like the Lions did on that last possession?
Brings up the first down for the Pirates. Two receivers down to the bottom, Boston Johnson, Valentine. Colton hands it off this time. Very much the chess match between these two, Coach Bachman and Coach Meeks. A little bit of history there as well, as they seem to be kind of feeding off each other, and very similar in play call. You see the deep shots, you've seen the run, kind of like you said, and then they get a big run, they kind of stick with it as well. So very much the chess match right now. Yeah,
both teams kind of feeling it out. They've taken their shots early, now kind of settling in. Henderson's defense kind of doing the same things. They hadn't been bringing quite as much pressure off the edge as they looked like they're about to here. Here they come.
And Colton Croft hits his receiver, who walks into the end zone for a PDQ America Pine Tree touchdown. And that's number 2, Ashton Valentine.
Again, just Colton recognizing, man, the middle of the field's open. They're playing man coverage. We've got, 2 backs. We got a running back, got a fullback, got a tight end in the box. It's causing them to commit all those numbers to the box. Football's just a numbers game. The run has been working for Pine Tree this possession. You got a safety in the corner playing man, middle of the field open. Ashton's a quick receiver who beats the safety across his face. Colton sees it and throws it. Well executed.
And right there, not really sure what happened. The entire Henderson line defense came off the ball and looked like the ball hadn't moved. We'll see what the white hat calls.
Number 5, the one that blocked it, getting a little bit eager up there. It's number 5, Jordan Irvin, the one who blocked it. He was lined up in the same spot, probably just wanting to get a chance to block another one.
And that'll get Julian Ibarra just a little bit closer for this point after. And it's up, and it is good. Julian Ibarra with the kicking duties for Pine Tree as he brings the score 17-7 here in the second quarter. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the kickoff.
It all starts somewhere. For us, that's fresh produce, sourced locally, unlike those other guys. Our tortillas are made daily, right down the road, right before we stuff them full of just cooked ground beef, beans, and chicken. And unlike those other guys, we fry our own taco shells. To help you top it off, our salsa and guacamole are made in-house, fresh, just for you. Not something you've come to expect from those other guys. So take it from a family that knows quality. Let us do the cooking, so you can spend your time with these other guys. Juicy's Taco, fresh food.
And welcome back into the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast, as your Pine Tree Pirates have just taken an extended lead over the Henderson Lions, 17-7 here, 8:24 left in the half. Pine Tree with a little bit of everything on that last drive, through the air and on the ground. Jacarius Timmons providing the groundwork and capped off by an Ashton Valentine touchdown through the air.
And at this point, just Coach Blanco's probably had a chance to get them over there, settle them down, and hopefully come up with an adjustment to stop that inside run game. They're really good at it. They run variations of inside zones, so you never really know where it's popping. But Coach Blanco's, I'm sure, over there working on stopping that inside zone, showing a 1 high look, committing 7 to the box.
The freshman Blake Meeks back out onto the field. This time he pops up. He throws it down And what a play. What a defensive play right there by the young cornerback for Pine Tree.
You're starting to see a little bit of a pattern. They like to take their shots early in their series, and they keep throwing it to the single. Dez has settled in and really defended that well. He gets in phase. He gets in the hip pocket of that receiver, gets his shoulder on top, leans and looks back and deflects that ball as it gets down. An undersized corner, but a huge heart, loves playing, loves to compete. Good job by Dez.
The junior Desmond Williams doing a great job after getting flagged for that penalty early in the first quarter. Now he has settled in as the Lions hand it off, and that'll be a tackle for loss. And another number 44, Aiden Smith.
Henderson changing personnel groupings, went with a little bit heavier look there. Ran a counter with an extra puller over there, trying to outnumber the Pirates. Aiden ran it down from the backside when that fullback in front of him pulled. Good play by Aiden, heads-up play.
And this third down and long, 7:48 left here in the second quarter. Freshman Blake Meeks for the Lions shifts his formation. An almost predictable and obvious passing down. Let's see what the freshman quarterback does here. And they'll take a timeout. Texas semi-trailer timeout. We will take one right with them. And when we come back, we will bring you the rest of the second quarter. And welcome back in to the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. Would like to take a minute to thank all of our sponsors: Energy Well Fat, Veteran Pride, AC and Heat, Juicy's Taco, and United Rental. Also, our field goal sponsor, East Texas Preferred Properties, our penalty flag sponsor, Shade Tree Minerals, and of course, as you heard, our timeout sponsor, Texas Semi Trailer. And make sure that you stick around for the halftime show, as the halftime show brought to you by Kilgore College. As we get ready for this third down, Blake Meeks with the rollout, sets his feet, and he gets set down, and the ball is out.
Really well defended. They got in what's called a crunch set. They brought those two receivers. They subbed back into their normal personnel grouping, taking the extra fullback out. They got in that crunch set to get those receivers in tight and run vertical, hoping those DBs would lose them as they run in there close together. One usually breaks in, the other breaks out. DBs defended it well, allowing the defensive line to get there and force that pressure and get that ball out.
And what a turnover for Coach Blanco's defense. The black flag, take no prisoner defense of Coach Blanco, as he has settled into his first year and first season as the Pine Tree Pirate defensive play caller. As Colton Croft gets ready to lead the offense right back out, shotgun formation, he motions Aiden Smith across the formation, gets the snap. Colton hands it off, finds space. He'll try to beat him to the corner, and he gets taken down. And that being number 6, Roger Attaway, with a big gain inside of the Edward Jones red zone.
Roger's first carry of the day, explosive carry, exactly what the Pirates needed.
First down. Pine Tree can still get a first down without scoring. Just a little bit outside of the 10-yard line. As Pine Tree gets set back up.
Coach Bachman goes into a too-tight look here.
Yeah, number 1, David Lively, set up as a tight end on the backside. Colton with the snap. He hands it off. Roger Attaway trying to find pay dirt and just brought up a little bit short, but that'll bring up the first down.
Yeah, it's a really good adjustment by Coach Bachman. We spoke a little bit earlier today. He told me he was considering doing a little bit of double tight stuff. This 3-4 defense, it's a way to kind of get a little bit more doubles, and Coach Bachman's offense has evolved a little bit since Colton's been able to really take advantage of the receiving cores. They've gotten a little bit smarter and understand how to run routes, and he's evolved to more of an inside zone versus gap scheme. So exactly what the Lions have done to us, we just did to them right there.
Hayden Smith motions right side of the formation. Colton gets a snap. He'll hand it off again. And Henderson tries to bring him down, but not so fast. And that's a PDQ America PTTD Pine Tree touchdown. Jacarius Timmons.
Strong run by Jacarius. Henderson really played it well, had him in the backfield. Jacarius with some strong running, a quick cutback. He's got great vision, able to take that in for the Pirates.
And the Pirates with an offensive explosion as they take over after the Blake Meeks turnover. On fourth down, the big sack by the Pine Tree defense, setting up the Pine Tree offense. Now Julian Ibarra here to take the point after. He gets it off, and it is good, and that'll make the score 24-7. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. It has been all Pine Tree. Pirate Nation, get ready for the last 6 minutes of this ball game. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will bring you the kickoff.
At Veribank, we celebrate businesses who are made in Texas. Whether you're ready to buy, grow, or improve cash flow, we have commercial banking experts that can get you the financing you need. If you want a community partner who's customer-focused, stop by your nearest Veribank.
At PDQ America, we are focused on providing world-class freight solutions in the oil and gas industry. Whatever trailer you may need, we have the carrier network to ensure your shipment arrives on time, every time.
And welcome back, Pirate Nation. Your Pirates up 24-7 in a pivotal match, district matchup between Pine Tree and Henderson. Henderson seeing a little bit of the shades of last year as Pine Tree was able to come back off of their win over Maybank and distance themselves in the playoff race, taking the victory last year, looking to do the same thing this year as Julian Ibarra gets ready for the kickoff. He'll pooch kick it again.
That's going to hit the ground. Pirates are going to recover that.
Oh, right off of him. Two Pirates really had a shot at that, and ball goes out of bounds.
You can see Tabron Homer disappointed. He's still got his hands on his head. He knows right there, ball bounced right out of his hands. Pirates ball right there if he catches it, but a good hustle. And that's one that the Henderson staff immediately went out there to correct that.
And that'll be a good time to bring in Coach's keys to the game. Coach, talk to me about the keys to the game.
Coach Bachman was big on just having a fast start. And I think the Pirates, started off fast as far as explosive, able to move the ball, but then stalled late. But it's turned into a fast start. They've gained a lot of momentum. Limit the penalties, which they've done a good job of. Only a couple times you've seen some flags early in the game. They've limited that. And then win the turnover battle, right, which right now just we're +1 right there. Got to stay positive in that turnover battle.
And Vince Howard will be the one to take the Lions back out onto the field. He fumbles it, but gets into the hands of Justin Starling, and he's going to do the rest of it as he jukes his way almost to a first down. It'll be right there at the marker. It'll be interesting to see where the refs spot it, and they'll give him a favorable spot, bringing up first down, and the Lions right back to the line. First down, Justin Starling back with the handoff. This time, Pine Tree gets there, but not before Justin gets a big gain. We'll call it 6 yards right there.
Similar to the possession before the last one now, just settling in. They're going to tempo off these big run plays. See how the Pirates adjust here.
The Lions right back up. Not a lot of time to play with. 5:23 left here in the second quarter. Howard drops back, steps up, fires a bullet, and he finds his receiver. Pine Tree trying to bring him down. He dives. And they're going to say that he was out at the 3-yard line. Big play for Henderson. And just like that, they're knocking on the door of the end zone.
They're subbing in their big personnel. Probably going to be a direct snap to Justin again. See if the Pirates have been able to adjust to that heavy personnel formation. I think the Henderson Lions thought that they scored. I see some surprise coaches over here.
Starling lined up at quarterback, direct snap, Wildcat offense, and he'll walk into the end zone for a PDQ America touchdown. And quite the response from the Henderson Lions.
Well, and that's the purpose of that tempo offense. You get a positive play. You immediately get back to the huddle, or you get back to the line. You have a play call in your pocket quickly to not let that defense get adjusted to it. 3 in a row there, eventually forcing the defense into a one high look. They couldn't get out of the one high look because of the tempo, and they took advantage by a deep cross across the middle right there.
Navarro in for the PAT, and it'll be good. And we have an offensive battle, offensive shootout here in the first half. 24-14. Pine Tree still up. We'll bring you the kickoff right after this. Welcome back, Pirate Nation. Coach, and what started off as you would think would have been a defensive battle was 3-0 for quite a bit of the first quarter. Now, right here with 5:07 left here in the second quarter, before we get to halftime, it is 24-14. Man, what are you seeing?
You know, I think you're seeing these two coaches and these two teams they've felt each other out a little bit, and they're starting to figure out, all right, here's where we need to settle. Here's where we can expose them. Here's what we can do. So it's really going to come down to these next 5 minutes. Pirates really got to play strong, go into half, and figure out what adjustments need to be made to limit the explosive plays on offense, and then just keep doing what you're doing on the offensive side of the ball.
As that kickoff from Navarro will go out of bounds, and so that'll be a Shade Minerals penalty flag in favor of Pine Tree. They'll take over in some favorable field position.
You know, coaches talk, they're real big on the middle eight. The middle eight, what's the middle eight? The last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half, as far as being able to really establish momentum, take control of that game as you go into halftime. Then when you come out, make those adjustments, go execute to maintain that momentum. So this is going to be a big series here for the Pirates.
Colton Croft and the Pirate offense back out on the field, shotgun formation. Receiver split out to both sides, motion in the backfield. He takes a shot. And what a catch.
Yeah.
Rashad Wofford, what a night. Went up right over the would-be Henderson line defender and came down with it, first down, Pine Tree.
Was a contested ball. Really wasn't that poorly defended. It was just a really good job going up and high pointing that ball, making the play over that corner.
4:50 left here in the first half. Pine Tree quickly back up to the line. They will be receiving the second half kickoff. So Coach Bachman seeing if he can double dip right here as Colton gets the snap. He hands it off. Roger Attaway trying to find a little bit of real estate. None inside of the middle of that Henderson line defense. Brings up second and long. Gave him credit for about 2 yards.
Well defended there by the Henderson Lions. I think Roger, I think he saw something cut back. I think had he stayed play side there, probably a little bit more real estate to deal with, but, man, that's why he's out there where you aren't, right?
Pine Tree back out.
Really wide splits from Boston and Ashton here. Ashton motioning inside.
And just a little bit of miscommunication. I think he thought he saw a little bit of something right there. I think that's Yeah, that's Chris Nichols out of the
Yeah,
backfield.
took a shot, vertical shot out of the backfield by Chris Nichols. That's one of those as a coach that you hope you've tried to set up. You know, you don't see those fullbacks out of the backfield going vertical often. So I know Coach Bachman's probably been hanging on to that one. Well defended there by the Lions.
And that'll bring up 3rd and long. Colton Croft has had a night here on 3rd and long as he brings Taborn in a little bit closer to the formation. 3rd and long. Pirates, 3:52 left here to go. And he hit this time. He does hit Chris Nichols. Chris Nichols makes a move, and he'll get the first down. Another big first down conversion.
Outstanding job there. They brought the backers off, two backers off that same edge. Colton sees it quickly, and those are the kind of routes you see from fullbacks. Those quick, they call them flat routes, getting out to the flat. When those two backers come off the edge, man, they voided the flat. Colton sees it quick. He threw it quick. Really good job by Colton. Good catch and run after catch there to pick up the first down by Chris.
Pirates first down. A little over 3 to play here in the first half. Henderson shifting, trying to see if they can thwart Colton Croft's offense. And the running back for Pine Tree, that's Timmons right there. He picks up, looks like a good 7 yards.
Good job by the offensive line there, and good patience by Jacarius to kind of let that play develop, follow that puller, and get what he can there. That's a really good pickup on first down.
Pine Tree offensive line brings in a good mix of veterans and newcomers to the varsity offense. Colton Croft gets set up. Henderson looks to be heavy in the box. We'll see what Colton sees right there. He checks the play, gets the snap. He hands it off. Timmons again. This time, Timmons close to the first down marker, but they will mark him just short. 3rd and 1. We'll say a long one from right there. Coach, this 4-down territory for Coach Bachman?
That's hard to say. Do you take the points? Julian's been really consistent. You take the points, you make it, 27-14 going into the half, and trust that your defense is settled and can adjust to the tempo a little bit. But I wouldn't blame him for going for it on 4th down either. The offense has proven to move the ball consistently behind that O-line right now.
And that'll bring up the newly acquired UIL 2-minute break. The new 2-minute timeout brought to high school this year. And so we will stay right here with you. You're here with Coach Rocha and Coach Holder. Pine Tree, 24-14. Coach, talk to me about what else is going around Pine Tree.
Well, it's funny you say it. The Pine Tree Athletics app, if you don't have it, you need to download it. Go to your app store, Pine Tree Athletics app. Just got the buzz from our volleyball teams. The Lady Pirates actually came to Henderson tonight and swept the Henderson Lions 3-0 to really set them up. We're battling. It's going to be a battle for seeding here as we finish late in the district for volleyball. Just got the alert. Good job, Lady Pirates.
Congratulations to Coach Warren and the Lady Pirate volleyball team, who have all but sealed their way into the playoffs. First time in a long time for the volleyball team. Congratulations to them as the football team looks to see if they can follow suit as Croft hands it off to Timmons. Timmons, easy first down pickup right there as he gets inside the 10. The Pine Tree Pirate offense in rhythm and on a roll right here as we tick under 150 left here in the first half.
Coach Bachman staying true to just the roots of his offense. That's 3 plays in a row. Just power to the right, power to the left, power to the right, letting that O-line get good push, letting Jacarius see it and go.
Timmons with the handoff. This time he is stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. Still plenty of time. And pretty much this kind of falls into the hands of Coach Bachman and his offense, really and truly. I mean, really take off as much time as you can before you hand the ball back over to Henderson. And hopefully that'll be after a touchdown or after a field goal, some sort of points. But you don't want to give Henderson too much time, as you saw in the last drive where they're real fast on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely. They can be a really explosive offense, and they can score fast.
Pine Tree back up to the line. Just under 50 seconds here in the first half. Croft gets the snap. He pulls up. He sees something. Oh, he was trying to find Boston Johnson. But that play broken up by the Henderson line defense. That was number 3, Amari Murphy, the senior cornerback, denying Boston Johnson what would have been a huge touchdown reception for the Pirates.
Yeah, that was a really great play by Amari because Boston actually ran a really good route. He beat him off the line. He stemmed him inside, stuck back outside, and kind of stacked him. And Amari somehow recovered and broke that thing up. That was a really great play by that young man.
Rashad Wofford up to the top of your screen. Valentine motions there, but he'll throw opposite, and he's trying to find Boston Johnson. They really like that matchup. But again, Amari Murphy not letting anything go through, and here's the 4th down, and here's the call. Looks like Coach Bachman will take the points as he sends out Julian Ibarra, who besides a blocked field goal has been pretty money tonight.
Yeah, I think Coach looked like the Pine Tree side was hoping for a flag there. A little bit of grabbing, but, you know, when you're down there letting those kids compete in the end zone, I think probably a good no call there by the officials.
Julian Ibarra in for the field goal, and he'll get it. 3 more points for the Pirates. That field goal brought to you. That field goal brought to you by East Texas Preferred Properties and a Shade Tree Mineral penalty flag. We'll see what the call is.
This could potentially be a first down Pirates, depending on how they saw this.
A lot of arm flapping from the Henderson line coaching staff. Looks like somebody was a little bit too overeager, and if that is the case, should be half the distance and first down. Getting the call now. Wow.
Running into the kicker.
Okay, so running into the kicker. So it did go against Henderson, but an old coaching rule, I used to hear it well back in the day, you don't take points off the board. So right there, Coach Bachman going to stay with the 3 points, and we will stay right here with you as we'll bring in the last 33 seconds of this matchup.
And as you've said, 33 seconds with this offense can be several plays. They can run these plays off quickly, line up quickly, get that next play in. So a lot can happen in these next 33 seconds. The Pirate defense hopefully had a chance to get over there and adjust a little bit. And right here, you're just wanting, man, keep them in bounds. We want the clock running. Don't give anything up over the top. Talking to the secondary about having good eye discipline. Don't let anything tricky happen and anybody get behind you.
Henderson Lions only with 1 timeout. So that is in favor of the Pine Tree Pirates. That's Julian Ibarra getting last-minute directions from Coach Rockwell, who has done a phenomenal job with this kickoff.
The lines have adjusted. You can see that they've taken they're making an adjustment right here as we speak.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game between the special teams coordinators for the Pirates and the Lions. Julian Ibarra will get set.
Looks like we'll be kicking towards our sideline instead of number 11, Mason Jones.
And there's the kick. Lions will field it. And that is a great job on the coverage by Pine Tree.
Good tackle by that young corner you've been talking about all night, Des Williams. Fielded by the Lions. Looks like number 20, Jaqueline Fry, a junior.
So, Coach, give me the point of view from each coach. If you're Pine Tree, what are you saying? And if you're Henderson, what are you saying going into the locker room?
You know, going into the locker room, you're definitely talking to the offense on Pine Tree. Just, hey, man, you've done a good job. You've settled in. We've moved the ball. We've been pretty efficient. You know, limit a couple negative plays here and there. defensively, eliminate the explosive plays, get lined up quickly, and shut down the inside running zone, inside running game. See what Henderson does here on this snap.
And they'll dish it out, and they're still trying to pick on Dez Williams, but Dez says, no, sir, you will go no further than 3 yards. And the clock will still run. Howard's going to try to see if he can get one more play. They'll take the last timeout. Last Texas semi-trailer timeout for the Henderson Lions.
I was honestly a little surprised that he didn't call the timeout sooner. That's the first, you think about it, that's the first ball not thrown vertically or across the middle of the field by the Henderson Lions. They're really trying to work the sideline, probably wanting the receiver to get out of bounds. Dez does a good job of tackling him, keeping him in bounds, keeping the clock running, forcing the timeout to be taken. Now the Pirates, this is different now. All right, you might look at putting a 3-high safety look, something back there, more of a prevent style defense. You know they've got no timeouts. You know they're going to work the sidelines or take a shot. So just protect the deep zones, protect the sidelines, keep the ball in the middle of the field, tackle them, let the clock run out.
And right now, we'll take a look at that D-line roster right there. Brought to you by the Longview Chamber of Commerce, as they'll look to thwart Vince Howard, who will try to set back there to see if he can take a deep shot. You got to think 10 seconds. They're going to have a lot happen. And close to the sideline with no timeouts left, Howard with Starling with him in the backfield.
Yeah, Pine Tree's showing 2 high safeties, playing 16 yards back. They're not letting anything behind. They're going to attack the middle of the field here.
Howard turns on the jets, and he tries to cut back inside of Dalen Montgomery and quickly understands that probably wasn't a good idea. Dalen kind of wraps him up, but Vince does pretty smart, gets out of bounds. 2.6 seconds left on the clock. Not sure what kind of arm Howard has.
But you're defending the end zone here. That's all you're defending. 2.6 seconds. You don't need to worry about throws underneath. If they throw underneath, rally and tackle, defend the end zone. Screen to their running back. Good play call there.
And that'll do it. And that'll bring a very entertaining first half to a close. Your Pine Tree Pirates 27, the Henderson Lions 14. Stay tuned for the halftime show brought to you by Kilgore College. Afterwards, me and Coach Holder will bring you back the halftime stats brought to you by Marketing with April after halftime. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
All across East Texas and around the world, former Kilgore College students are working hard for their best life. They're building a brighter future. They're moving in the right direction. They're in powerful positions. And they're superheroes protecting and serving. If you're ready to work for your best life, put Kilgore College to work for you.
And welcome back into the Pine Tree live broadcast brought to you by Verabank. Hopefully you have enjoyed watching the halftime show. Again, we apologize for no sound as our camera is in the press box tonight due to the construction of the press box. Still a very nice press box, one of the nice press boxes in East Texas, but it has its limitations, and we are doing our best to still bring you an amazing broadcast, but at the same time, limited in what we can do. You're here with Coach Rocha and Coach Holder here in Lion Stadium, Henderson, Texas. Great district matchup between the Pine Tree Pirates and the Henderson Lions. Pine Tree up 27-14 at the half. Julian DeBar being a big part of tonight's offense as he has tacked on a couple of field goals as well as some touchdowns by some of the Pirates. Boston Johnson, Rashad Wofford, to name a couple. Before we get into the halftime stats, just want to go with games around the district. And when you talk about the district of doing, Coach, you got to talk about every single game because every single game matters. Right now, Chapel Hill at half, up 61-0. Not many teams in the district have had a lot of trouble scoring against Maybank. Chapel Hill up big at half, 61-0. The matchup everybody's kind of keeping their eye on is Kilgore-Lindale. Kilgore up 28-9. And they're starting the third quarter right there, so they're up 28-9. Many people thought that would be eventually for the either outright or share of the district championship, considering that both Lindale and Kilgore were undefeated going into that matchup. Coach, you got some halftime stats for us. Halftime stats, again, brought to you by Marketing with April.
Do I have the stats?
Yes.
I don't know that I have the stats. Let me see. Right now, looking at team stats, first downs, Pine Tree with 10, Henderson with 9 rushing yards. Pine Tree, 14 rushes for 79, Henderson, 20 rushes for 100 yards. Passing yards, again, team, Pine Tree comes in at 220. Again, a lot of that's just Colton Croft recognizing certain matchups, recognizing blitzes and where to throw the ball. He's done a great job at that. Henderson, 83. Total yards, Pine Tree, 299. Henderson, 183. Again, we're +1 in the turnover battle right now. Penalties right now, Pine Tree 2 for 30. Those are the two pass interference calls. And Henderson looks like 5 for 28 yards. So right now, Pine Tree slightly has the edge in every category. Coaches have gone in and made their adjustments. Hope we can shut down the inside run game that Henderson started to have a lot of success on, and then just limit the explosive plays over the middle. And then offensively, just keep doing what we've been doing. Take what the defense is given. Don't do too much. Colton's done a good job at recognizing that kind of stuff and just taking what the defense is given.
And there you have it. Again, halftime stats brought to you by Marketing with April as Navarro for the Henderson Lions gets ready to kick it off to Pine Tree. Again, Coach, you talked about that 8-minute rule, the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Going to be a big sequence for the Pine Tree Pirates.
Absolutely. If we can put a score here again, man, you take so much momentum. Not that Henderson doesn't have the explosiveness to continue to make it a game, but this is a huge possession for the Pirates.
And a little bit of different of an approach right there from the Henderson Lion kickoff team as they opt to go deep to test the deep kickoff returners for Pine Tree. So Anthony Anderson right there field it and bring it out, and he will get the Pirates started right there on the 20-yard line. And we'll see if Colton Croft and the offense can pick up right where they left off. Not being able to punch that last possession into the end zone. Settled for 3. Julian Barr came on to make the very short field goal, about the distance of a PAT. And Colton Croft right back out. First down, start of the third quarter. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the halftime show brought to you by Kilgore College as the handoff goes. And about 1 yard, Timmons with the carry.
Be interesting to see if they stick with it right there. Boston Johnson, they squeezed him in, cut a split down, and lined him up where a tight end would normally be, but standing in a wide receiver stance. A lot of times they do that. Notice that he was set to the side of the running back, probably trying to slow those edge rushers down. They keep blitzing the running back side, trying to chase down the running back on handoffs. See if that continues to be an adjustment. You can see there, again, Boston on the right side of the formation. Squeezed alignment, all receivers squeezed inside. See if we get something outside here.
And right there, the outside is an outside pass. He shed off one would-be tackler, but could not get out of the grasp of the second one. And the third right there, no gain on that play. Outside pass.
Looks like to Chris Nichols.
Yeah, so they're really trying to get him involved into the passing game, and that's pretty good considering that he lines up in the backfield as fullback, on the line as a tight end. They use him pretty creatively, Coach.
Yeah, and when you've got a tight end that's a passing threat or a fullback that's a passing threat out of the backfield, especially one that can go vertical, that adds a new dimension as far as the defensive coaches having to account for another vertical threat coming out of the backfield. So it's good to see Coach Bachman and that offensive staff finding ways to incorporate Chris into the passing attack. Several times we've seen him throw out on the edge like there. We saw him early in the game try to leak him vertical up the middle of the field. It was well recognized and defended by the Lions, but again, just adds another dynamic you've got to worry about when you defend the Pirates.
And right there, an official timeout as the Henderson Lions help one of their own to the sideline. Looks like he is getting off just fine.
Looks like Braylon Walker, a corner, probably just some cramps coming out of halftime. It's pretty common. I'm sure we'll see him back.
Starting to cool down a little bit, so cramping probably won't be a not that big of an issue going forward. And Pine Tree and Henderson get back out on the field, ready to resume play. Third down and long. Colton and the shotgun formation, two receivers out to the right. He takes the snap, drops back, quick pass out to the left, and it drops right in front of the receiver, incomplete. And that is a quick 3-and-out for the Pine Tree Pirate offense. Not quite the start they had envisioned.
No, Henderson, good job defending what the Pirates tried to do there. Inside run to Jacarius for about a yard. Throwing outside, coming off the motion, well defended, throwing the quick out there to Chris. And then really just run into the sticks there with Boston. You'd think you'd like the matchup. Just didn't work out. Pirates looking to punt it.
And Martin Medrano gets the punt off. Pressure in his face, and yet
takes a really good Pine Tree roll.
He'll flip the field a little bit. Pine Tree will bring it out, Henderson will bring it out to the 40-yard line. And if you're the Henderson Lions, you got to be thinking that is probably the way you wanted to start, force a 3-and-out. And now we will see what the offense looks to try to do.
Be interesting. We talked about at the end of the first half. You've seen a pattern. They're taking shots early downs and at the beginning of a possession. See if they want to come out and go back to the running game, which it looks like two fullbacks in the backfield. They might be thinking, go back to that running game that really got them going kind of later in the first half.
Howard back out for the Lions. Starling joins them in the backfield. Starling has had a pretty good night. He gets the handoff, and he'll take it up the middle of the field. And he will gain, we'll say, 9 yards right there. Good first run for the Lions running back.
A really good run there. And honestly, defended pretty well. He bounced off the tackle of Brayson Woods right at the line of scrimmage. Pirates seem to have it defended well, and just a good hard run by a good back.
Doesn't seem to be really tall, and then you add in the fact he gets real low, so the center of gravity is just really difficult to bring down the runner, Starling, and right there he proves it again. This time not that big of a gain, but still enough to get the first down.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's got big linemen in front of him. He's a small in stature guy who runs with good low pad level, so he's tough to see back there. He's insanely quick, really dynamic. Looks like they intend on sticking with this running game.
Starling gets the handoff again, cuts it back. And the running game for Henderson seems to be picking up a little bit. They'll rip off about 3 to 4 yards right there. And, Coach, you're exactly right. When you talk about the offensive line for Henderson, I mean, you're talking about all of 6'3", 6'2", 5'11", 6'3", and 6'4". The smallest offensive lineman for Henderson being the center, number 68, Braxton Bennett. Everybody else well over 6 foot. And you combine that with Starling, who's all of 5'5", is what he's listed at, 160 pounds. Makes for a difficult run game to try to stop.
Absolutely. Get into a Twins look here, a little bit different look out of their offense.
Man, he just keeps those legs moving, and he gets really close to a first down. And they're right back up. This kind of offense makes it real difficult to sub in packages. Blanco, a little handcuff right now to the personnel he has. Motion. Starling with the handoff again. And right there, cutting through the defense. That'll be Brayson Woods.
A great job coming from the backside, seeing a little bit of daylight and pulling the trigger, running through there, chasing it down from the backside. That's a crucial play. Brings up a 4th and short.
4 down territory.
And just in the back comes out of the game briefly.
Right there, the best running back, you would think, for Henderson out of the game. Couldn't see who they subbed in. It looks like it was an extra wide receiver. Actually, the running back is now
back in the backfield, Jaden Bishop, number 22.
Fresh legs. He gets the handoff. He puts it up, and he's straight down up the middle. And that looks to be a Henderson Lion, PDQ America touchdown.
Man, ran right at the middle of that pine tree defense. Missed one tackle in the line of scrimmage, and, man, once he broke through there, accelerated a lot of speed out of that back.
Quite the change of pace back for Henderson. Starling comes out, and he had been quite a bit of the muscle work as far as the running game went. And then right there in the blink of an eye, here with 7:20 left, Henderson strikes back. And Navarro makes it now 27-21. The 2 field goals from Ibarra being the difference right now between the Pine Tree Pirates and the Henderson Lions. We will take a short break, and we'll be right back.
House party? We got you covered. Office meeting? Come on, treat them right. Game day? You know we're here for it. Get your taco, nacho, or fajita bar today. Only at Juicy's Taco.
And welcome back, those of you, Pirate Nation, and any other viewers out there joining us via Facebook or YouTube. We want to thank you for taking time out of your Friday night to join us on our Friday night light version, bringing you this game here live from Lion Stadium between Pine Tree and Henderson. These two teams making sure they're giving themselves every opportunity to make the postseason. For Pine Tree, they're looking for 3 in a row, which would be a first in quite a while, as they bring the kickoff out for a little bit, and there will be a shade mineral penalty flag right there.
Kick fielded by Rashad Wofford, who had a pretty good return. Looked like he could have cut off a one blocker and got back to the middle of the field and potentially had a big gain, but good effort nonetheless. See what this flag is.
And that'll go against the Henderson Lions. It'll be a personal foul face mask. That'll be 15 yards tacked on to that return. And we had talked about, winning the turnover battle, but what aids that, Coach, I would have to say would probably be not getting any penalties kind of like that. We've had the 215s on Pine Tree, and those were pass interference, and those are more of an effort kind of penalty, if I would venture to say, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. As a coach, I never really I would never get over a kid or get onto a kid too much for a pass interference call unless there was something poor with his technique or effort. But, that's just going to happen when you're playing hard from time to time. A lot of times those are subjective calls, and the last thing you want is a kid to be timid when he's going after a ball, and defending somebody. So that is what it is, a pass interference call. No problem when you're competing for a ball. The Pirates, other than those penalties, have played very clean.
Yeah, those 30 yards and only 28 yards at the half for Henderson. So a relatively clean game. And you would think, I think I've seen a lot of flags, but not any of the big kind, as Timmons looks like he's breaking away. Sorry, that is Attaway. And he breaks off a big run, but there is a Shade Mineral penalty flag out near the area which you would think probably would be holding. This one might be coming back.
The white hat threw it from way back behind the play. It was a great block by Rashad.
Yep, and looks like our Pirates dressed in white and yellow will be heading back. And the white hat confirms that holding against Pine Tree. There goes the commentator cursed. It just talked about how clean they were.
But if Rashad right there, that's a great block. If I'm watching film, I'm saying, great job, Rashad. Great job. Man, he finished him well. Because you can probably tell by the passion in my voice that
Well, if a pass interference, defensive pass interference is an effort, flag on the defensive side, you would venture to say that, holding can at times be, that for the offensive side as well.
Absolutely. And a receiver giving that kind of effort, man, you got to love it. Good double move there. Did he catch it? He caught it.
And that's Ashton Valentine with a big gain, and what a way to respond by the Pine Tree offense. Valentine and Croft hooking up again. Big first down, especially after that holding call.
Absolutely. They had the face mask, which really changed the mentality. It put us at midfield immediately. You're automatically in 4-down territory. We're in good. We have a big run called back by a holding. So big play right there to regain that momentum and put us back in 4-down territory, with the potential to go score and make this a 2-possession game.
Short run by Timmons. Him and Attaway, quite the 1-2 punch this season.
Yeah, Timmons a really patient runner, likes to allow his blockers to get where they need to get. He fills the play out, good vision, keeps his pad square downfield and hits things inside a lot, where Rogers very explosive on the edge.
Croft back in the shotgun.
Looks like they're bringing that double pressure off the edge side of the running back right here. Here they come.
And he'll hand it off right where they vacated. Tough run by Timmons. And he'll pick up the first down, and they are inside of the 10-yard line, and that'll make it further inside of the Edward Jones Forrest Williams red zone.
You tell your kids when you're facing a high-pressure defense that brings a lot of hats, whether up the middle, off the edge, whatever, man, if you can just break through that first level of the defense, there's an explosive play waiting. That was good patience there and got through the first level, picked up the first down.
Timmons runs into one of his blockers, keeps his feet moving, and he gets back to what would probably be the line of scrimmage. Still right there at we'll call it the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal. 4:30 left to go here in the third quarter. This third quarter has gone by really fast. A lot of that due to the quick run game of Henderson. Clock never stops, really.
Yeah.
They really didn't go to the air in that last possession, so clock never stopped. And here, some quick completions by Pine Tree as they set up inside of the 10. Croft gets the snap. He'll hand it off again, this time fighting his way into there.
This time to Roger. Timmons comes out after the last play. Roger Attaway in, takes the Pirates down to about the 1 foot line, it looks like. See where they spot it.
And you're exactly right, Coach. They are right there at the 1 foot line, 1 inch line. Third down. Coach, now is this 4 down territory for Pine Tree?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it's 4 down territory right now. You got to believe that your offensive line, your backs who have had success can pick up this 1 foot needed.
Colton gets the snap. He hands it back off, and this time they'll hammer their way in for a PDQ America PTTD Pine Tree touchdown. And what a way to cap it all off, right behind the strong running game between Attaway and Timmons. A little mixture of both. But, man, Coach, you said it earlier, the offensive line bowing their necks and getting the necessary yardage. They would not be denied. What an effort by the offense right there, especially that O-line, that run game. Touchdown Pirates.
Yeah, and really, man, what composure by really the gutsy call from Coach Bachman after the holding penalty to take a double move shot vertical to get that momentum back, put us back in plus territory, and then, man, put it on the back of these O-linemen to just get the job done.
2-point attempt coming right now. Coach Bachman wants to make it a true 2-score game.
You're in man coverage. You're going to see a lot of pressure. Colton's probably going to take – looks like Coach Bachman called a timeout right before that ball was snapped.
And that'll be a Texas Semi-Trailer timeout. We will take one right with Coach Bachman. When we come back, we will bring you the 2-point attempt.
97% of trucking companies have less than 20 trucks. At Texas Semi-Trailers, we understand the challenges small business truckers face. We offer trailer leasing options on flatbed, step deck, and lowboy trailers. In addition to leasing, we have a service and alignment center located in White Oak. To set up a service appointment, call 903-984-5470 or visit TexasSemiTrailers.com.
And we're back. Thank you to those of you joining us here on the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast of this ball game between the Pine Tree Pirates and the Henderson Lions. Pine Tree has just scored behind the running game of Roger Attaway. Colton Croft here for the 2-point attempt. He gets the snap. He pulls up. He throws it. And that is 2 points. Ashton Valentine adds to the mark. That'll make it 35-21 in favor of Pine Tree. We'll take another short break, and when we come back, Pine Tree will be kicking off. Welcome back again. Pine Tree Live broadcast brought to you by Veribank. Want to take a quick moment and thank all of our sponsors: Energy World Fab, Veteran Pride, AC and Heat, Juicy Saco, and United Rental. PDQ America getting its share of its sponsorship as they are our touchdown sponsor, as we are now 35-21 in this ball game between two teams fighting it out as if it was the last game of the season. Still a couple more games after this, all big pivotal games. And you would have to think so in the District of Doom as Julini Barr gets set on the kickoff. He pooch kicks it to the left. Henderson will bring it back, breaks one tackle, goes backward, and that seems to be
Dez and Roger Attaway, two names you've heard a lot of tonight.
And Dez probably looking at turning right back around, and he does, coming right back out here, close to our side of the home sideline of the Henderson Lions, right where we're camped up. Again, no crowd noise, but it would be a pretty awesome crowd to be listening to. Pine Tree and Henderson both have come out to watch a pretty good matchup, and they're not disappointed. They're getting their money's worth tonight. 35-21, Henderson back out.
You'd expect them to stay with their run game. They're in their heavier personnel set. Up, taking a shot at going after Dez.
And Dez.
And the back judge is throwing his flag.
Then guess he had him pegged for that one. Dez, I thought, had played pretty clean technique, but they're not paying me as an official. They're paying me as a broadcaster tonight, and so I will default to their judgment. That'll be 15 yards for the Henderson Lions.
Taking a shot to that Lamarian Coleman, their most dynamic receiver. Dez has defended him really well. Got a little handsy right there. Had a handful of jersey just a little bit. Nothing that really would have impacted the play, but the referee saw it.
And Starling back into the game.
Good stop there by David Lively, number 1, who's been, just a handful for that Henderson front tonight. Good job there stopping the inside run for just a 1-yard gain. Staying with the tight end fullback personnel group. Another handoff.
What a hit. And there's the name we've been saying all night long, Aiden Smith. On the D-line, making his impact. Coach, this D-line, this O-line for Pine Tree is showing out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Making some big plays when big plays are needed. That last possession on offense when we really needed to score, man, the O-line got it done. And right here, David Lively on a play. Then the following play, another defensive lineman, Aiden Smith, coming up with big plays to make this a 3rd and long here about midfield.
3rd and long, Howard gets the snap. He fakes the handoff, pulls up. He's getting pressured. That's Brick Bratton. He chunks it up in the air. It comes down on Henderson Lions, and he looks to be short. Officials marking him short.
And that's number 11, Mason Jones, the guy that's received several of the kickoffs in the first quarter. A really good play there by that young man to bring up a 4th and 1. You got to believe they're going to put it in the hands of their running back who's been reliable, Justin Starling.
And before they do, that's a Texas semi-trailer timeout. And Pine Tree will take that one. And we will take one with them when we come back, 4th and 1. And we're back. Pirate Nation, if you're sitting down at home, you're not into this game. 4th and 1, Starling, and on formation that we've seen all too well tonight, Wildcat offense. He gets the snap. Starling finds nothing. And that's Pine Tree coming up with a 4th down stop.
That is a great stop right there. They've scored every time they've gotten that. They've got what they needed every time that they've gotten that. Whatever adjustment was made at halftime Just a great job by the Pirates coming up with that crucial stop right there.
Halftime, and Coach, you got to think that's probably why they called timeout. They probably saw it coming and wanted to make sure they knew exactly how to stop it. Remind them what they talked about at halftime. This is how we stop that formation. They stopped the formation, and a big stop for that Pirate defense, who has been showing out tonight behind some great play from the D-line. But right there, linebackers coming down, making the tackle as well. And now the offense is back out on the field. Colton Croft, who has looked great tonight in the passing game. And the run game has gotten started right there. A little bit of a stall, as it'll look to be a loss of one. Looks like it was Timmons right there.
Yeah, Timmons on the carry, and then that big number 5 that we've talked about, Jordan Irvin, the one who blocked the field goal earlier. That was him right there on that stop. Slanted, got to the heel line of the offensive line, and showed up right when Timmons got the ball. Good play by that young man right there.
Second down, and they're going to say that he got back to the line of scrimmage, so second down and 10. Colton Croft in the shotgun.
Henderson's defense not showing any pressure.
They do not, and right there they stop Pine Tree, Timmons specifically, for a 3-yard gain.
Stopped by number 25, Connor Stewart, a senior on that defense. They've stopped bringing that edge pressure. They've kind of settled in and just started playing a more of a bend but don't break style, which might serve them well because Colton's recognized those pressures when they've come and has found those receivers, those matchups. See what they do here on this third down.
Third and long. Colton Croft has lived in this moment. Third and long. Has had some pretty key third down pickups. Let's see if he can add to it. He puts it up.
Looks like he caught it.
And that is a catch.
Boston Johnson.
Boston Johnson had to wait a little bit for it, but in the end, when number 14 goes up, he's going to come down with it, and that'll bring an end to a very explosive third quarter. Pirate Nation, when we come back, the last 12 minutes of an action-packed game between the Henderson Lions and your Pine Tree Pirates. Pine Tree, 12 minutes away from getting closer to the playoff race. Pirate Nation, welcome back to the broadcast. Coach, we've been talking about the offense, but a lot of times the guys that get lost in the shuffle or that offensive line, talk a little bit about them.
Well, so often, you hear about those skill players that are touching the ball, Boston, Rashad, Roger, Jacarius, whoever, Ashton. But the guys in the trenches doing all the hard work that hardly ever get the names called, man, they've been just really reliable throughout this game. That last score, man, that was huge. So let's call out the O-line. Number 55, Jacaden Waters, 64, Tristan Lowe, 70, Alex Laura, 72, Jacob Gronyard, 75, Tristan Peel, 77, Jeremiah Allison, and 78, Anthony Akami, all who have made appearances throughout the season in this game, guys that have become dependable. They've played hard tonight, and we need them to continue to finish this game tonight.
And they will look to do that. First down and 10. Pirates on the edge of the red zone. Croft gets a snap. He'll hand it off, and that'll be Attaway. Attaway breaks it out to the edge. He gets there. He is tripped up right at the end. We'll call it a gain of 9 yards for Attaway.
Yeah, really good job. Honestly, well defended by the defense. That play is really designed to hit inside. They spilled everything, forced him to bounce, and Roger just turned the Jets on. He's so explosive when he gets to the edge of the defense. He outran the force player over there. Good pickup on first down.
Second down and short. Croft brings the offense back out. He'll hand it off, and the run game is alive and well. And he keeps churning. He will not be denied, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's a touchdown, and you see O-linemen getting up off the ground. Some are in the end zone, some are laying down from finishing their blocks. Again, just the O-line paving the way, and then Roger finishing real hard, breaking a couple tackles as he crosses the goal line.
And that is a PDQ America Pine Tree touchdown. Was looking for one of the officials to make the signal. I guess I missed it.
I think they were breaking up a potential scuffle.
And the tensions are high, but so is the scoring right now as Julian Barr gets on to for the point after. And that one hits true. And ladies and gentlemen, 42-21, a three-score lead for Pine Tree. 42-21. If you took the over, you're looking pretty well right now. 42-21, an offensive showcase really from both teams. But, man, 42 points. When people saw Pine Tree score that much against Maybank, a lot of people said, well, it's just Maybank, Coach. Now to do it against a very good Henderson Lion team, you would think 5-2 Henderson Lions had played some pretty good, decent teams. Lost to Athens, lost to Kilgore. Not bad losses, but now to give up 42 points to this Pine Tree offense. Coach, talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, I had a brief moment to talk about it earlier. Hopefully we can get it in, but just Bachman and I, you know, our office is right next to each other. We talk all the time, and it's been fun to hear just kind of the evolution of the offense because we've had good quarterbacks come through here. You think about DJ Freeman, you think about MJK. Each had their strengths, both very different but both really good. Colton, very different, obviously very good. What he's really good at is seeing the field, recognizing coverages, recognizing leverage of defenders and the leverage of receivers. And this receiving core, they're dynamic. We don't have the speed of a Jordan Taylor, but we have receivers that understand coverage, that they understand how to win on routes. They understand how to find grass. And this offense has really evolved into more of an inside zone RPO type offense. Colton has a lot of discretion out there to make decisions, and it's paying off.
And right there, Starling in the sure hands of him, and it goes a little bit of a fumble. He recovers it, and there's about 9 hats for Pine Tree as they stifle him at the 25-yard line. And that'll be where Coach Meeks will get his offense back out to see if they can break into this defense who has given up 3 scores. But, man, Henderson has had to earn it from the get-go, Coach. It has not been easy.
Yeah, I've had a couple explosives, but really you're right. You know, for as many shots as they've taken, our guys have defended them well. They've made them earn their way down the field. And some of that has been through pass interference calls or whatever, but the point is our kids are in the right spots. They're defending them well. We just got to not allow these next 10-50 or so, just no explosive plays. Make them earn their way down the field.
And Blake Meeks back into the game, and he'll hit his receiver. And, Coach, you had just talked about explosive plays, and Henderson Lions right there able to rattle off a 20-plus yard play. And they're threatening to get into the red zone here, and they're right back up to the line. Meeks pops back up, now going for a deep ball. This one. And
same exact look. They're targeting number 11, senior Mason Jones, who's usually more possession-type receiver, but they saw the matchup with him and Rashad. They took it. Good throw, good catch on that first down, and then right there a little bit better defended by Rashad.
Meeks in the shotgun, motions across. He'll hand it off to Starling. Starling up the middle, and he is met, and he fumbles the ball. Luckily, Meeks right there, and I think that was Brick Bratton that had the fumble, the cause fumble.
I'll tell you what, his backside backer, I think it was Brayson Woods. He saw that pulling guard, and, man, he chased him, and he shot that gap and had a good hit on that running back.
3rd down and long. The freshman Blake Meeks into the game. Looking to see if he can convert. 3rd down, and not before Coach Meeks takes a semi-trailer timeout. We will take one right with them. We'll be back. Welcome back in. Pine Tree Live here thanks to Vera Bank and some of our other sponsors, Energy Well Fat, Veteran Pride AC and Heat, Juicy's Taco, United Rental. Also shouting out our Red Zone sponsor, Edward Jones, Forrest Williams, and a game where these teams have very well visited that red zone quite a bit. Right now, Henderson trying to get into the red zone or the end zone, whichever comes first. Blake Meeks, third down and long, motion. Doesn't see what he wants, and Pine Tree's right there and takes down the freshman quarterback.
They were trying to set up a double move. That was a really good job recognizing it. They motioned that fullback out, acting like they were going to throw him to the flat real quick, and really it was just a pump, trying to throw vertical again to that number 11 who's been the target this series. Mason Jones, well defended. Because of the recognition of the Pine Tree defense, he has to tuck it, allowing the pressure to get there. 4th and long.
4th and long, and unfortunately for the Henderson Lions and Coach Meeks, they have to go for it. Down 3 scores, 9:30 left here in the 4th quarter. Meeks gets the snap, play action, drops back. He'll let it rip. Looking for a receiver, and no good. Turnover on downs. Pine Tree will take over, up 3 scores.
Huge possession there. Great job by the defense. Now what you'd like to see is a nice drive, eat up some clock, end it with the score, limit these possessions by this explosive offense because they're very capable. So that was a great stop. Offense now, put it on the back of that O-line, go out there and chew some clock, move the ball, and finish this thing off with a score.
What a game. And as we check in around the district, Kilgore up 28-9 over Lindale. Looks like they'll be going home with that win. And of course, Chapel Hill still up on Maybank 68-0 as Colton Croft gets the ball, hands it off. And tough yardage right there for Timmons. And he'll get 7 yards as little extracurricular activity will draw flags, and this one will be interesting to see if it'll be offsetting or if they will name a culprit.
42-23 is the Kilgore score.
And I'll be corrected. 42-23 actually is that Kilgore-Lindale score. App hadn't updated. 42-23, Kilgore over Lindale, so Lindale adding a little bit to those field goals they had managed in the first half, making a game out of it. And the White Hat calling a unsportsmanlike penalty on both members. So it will be offsetting penalties, replay the down. And really and truly, Coach Bachman probably upset about the penalty, but you know, they really get saved there by getting it offset. Now it's 2nd down. It's still manageable, and they still have the opportunity and the choice to keep running the ball and keep chewing the clock. As Timmons gets the handoff, running with a purpose. He gets awfully close to the 1st down marker. They're going to say short. And that plays in well for Pine Tree as they'll be able to line up with 3rd and short and be able to chew more time off of this clock.
A good job there by lineman Anthony Acme and fullback Brick Bratton running that counter, pulling, paved the way for Jacarius. Really good job there.
Colton gets it, hands it off. Timmons with a hard run picks up the 1st down, but we have a Shade Minerals penalty flag. And that'll go against Henderson. Sideline infraction. Bachman will take the 1st down. And, Coach, you got to think a couple more 1st downs. No, there's 8 minutes left, but a couple more 1st downs, and it'll be all she wrote for the Henderson Lions.
Yeah, got to finish this drive off really well, maintain the ball, hold the ball. You know, we've talked about the turnover battle. Right now we're +1. Had an opportunity at another one a while ago, couldn't get our hands on it. But really nice to chew up some clock. Be nice to finish this sucker off with a score, forcing this offense to to be a little more one-dimensional, not rely on that running back so much, have to take those shots, maybe get into a too-high safety look, play it a little bit more prevent, us be able to dictate to them what they have to do, see what this flag is.
Yeah, Shade Minerals flag right now. Emotion's getting the best. And it looks like it'll go against Henderson, not being able to play within the whistles. And Pine Tree will pick up an easy first down. Everything falling Pine Tree's way right now. You got to give credit to Coach Bachman and his coaching staff, making sure that his guys don't do anything that would cost their team a possession or yardage or potentially another score right here.
One receiver wide each direction. First down, approaching the red zone. Hadn't been blown live yet. And now we're ready.
Colton hands it off, this time Attaway. Attaway finds a little bit of a crease, stop, but not before he picks up a little bit of yardage. The rushing attack for Pine Tree has been quite a sight to see. Roger Attaway, Timmons being quite the recipients and the producers of that run game behind that offensive line that you mentioned earlier, Coach. But you also can't not talk about the passing game as well. Croft being able to really spread it out. Boston Johnson, Ashton Valentine, Walford. He's done a great job, and the best thing is that both run game and pass game have really taken care of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Another handoff there to Attaway. Hard running.
And what a finish right there. Offensive line and running backs all chipping in, tacking up some pretty hard yards after contact.
And you talked a minute ago about the emotion in this game. This is very much a playoff field. These two teams definitely feel the pressure to win this football game, to stay in that playoff hunt. And you can hear the emotion from the box next to us right there as those O-linemen come in and start pushing that pile and the Pine Tree coaches start getting fired up. A lot of emotion, a lot of time investment spent into this on both sides, the Henderson staff, Pine Tree staff, so important to a lot of people.
Croft hands it off. Timmons, this time he finds a Henderson line defender right there, but after he picks up the first down Pine Tree. Tick, 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 5:45 left on the clock. Pine Tree.
This is the drive you needed. This is the drive you wanted. Just chew on that clock. We've had, you mentioned it, the passing attack. We've been explosive, and now we're being methodical. Just keep the ball, keep the clock going. 3 to 4 yards a pop is perfectly fine with us right now.
Coach, working for the great Coach Maddox, he said your players are a reflection of their coach. As looks like Timmons gets the handoff. But your players are a reflection of their coach, and right now the Pine Tree Pirates showing how tough they are under the direction of Coach Bachman, turning out a very tough drive right here. And this will be one that both teams feel in the morning.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Both teams played very hard. A lot of physical play down there. Going to be some guys that are a little bit banged up tomorrow morning.
None more than that offensive line, Coach. Being an former offensive lineman, I guess I could still play offensive line. But, that being a former offensive lineman, just can't brag enough about the job these guys are doing as
they open up another good hole right there. Big time push on the right side of the O-line right there. Again, see two of them getting up slow.
And it looked like that was Timmons on the carry.
And Alex Laura and Jeremiah Allison, two that have played really well tonight, getting up slow from just the dirty work inside the trenches right there. We've taken this clock down to almost inside 4 minutes right now.
Pirates taking over on offense with a little bit more than 8 minutes now inside of 4. As Brick Bratton now spells Attaway, and I think he was actually the ball carrier on the last one. The 23, the 29, a little hard to see from up here, but it looks like Brick on that carry. And he'll get right back in.
Got an injured player.
And we'll take a short break as both teams go off to the sideline for a quick water break. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
For the Pirates, and they have an opportunity, and they get on top of it. Great call on the Pirates. And Wofford ends up with the ball. Everybody's looking around and saying, well, for the Pirates. Stop him before he gets to the 10. Good stop. Big stop. That's big-time football here on homecoming in Longview.
Welcome back. You're with Coach Rocha, Coach Holder, bringing you the Veribank Pine Tree broadcast. Pine Tree up 42-21 over the Henderson Lions in a big district matchup. Pirates looking to go 2-1 in district play with a looming lineup left of Chapel Hill, Lindale, and Palestine left in their season, and what many people hope it is a postseason trip as well.
Yeah, right now, you talk about the District of Doom and the importance of these games. You got to assume Kilgore, Lindale are going to be sitting at the top, whether it's 1-2, a two-way tie, potentially a three-way tie, depending on how this district, sorts itself out. Chapel Hill's a strong one. Us and Henderson, both good teams.
And the handoff, little late. Looked like Colton fumbled it right there, but got it into the running back's hands. Think got up to the line of scrimmage. Biggest thing is the clock still keeps running. Looks like it will stop one more time for the 2-minute break. Henderson with 2 timeouts and 21 points to try to erase and have to try to keep Pine Tree out of the end zone right here. Colton gets it, hands it off, and that's a PDQ America PTTD Pine Tree touchdown.
As you watch the replay, you can see Jeremiah Allison finishing his block about 8 yards into the end zone, stuff that you love to see. That O-line, can't say enough about their play tonight. And going back, just, there's going to be a good football team in this district who doesn't make the postseason. A really good football team who doesn't make it. So the importance of this game, the emotion tied to this game, why this game feels so much like a playoff type game is because this could be the game that determines who's going and who's sitting.
Julian Ibarra, like he has so many times tonight, in for the point after, and he puts it through. Adding to the score, 49-21. We'll stay right here as the teams get ready to field their kickoff and kickoff return teams. Coach, talk to me a little bit more about that drive.
Man, that's exactly, we were talking, right before the drive started, that's exactly what we needed. That's exactly what we wanted. You said it. We got the ball with a little more than 8 minutes to go in the fourth. and we're 4 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout. So outstanding job by the coaching staff, managing the clock, not being greedy, being methodical, putting, just trusting the O-line and putting this on the back of the O-line. Just run the ball down the field, be methodical, chew the clock. The clock is Henderson's enemy right now because they're explosive and can score fast. So we can't give them more time of possession. So can't say enough about that. Just the methodical approach of that drive right there. Well called by the coaches and then well executed by the kids.
And, man, Julian Ibarra's night continues on. He's been on for field goals. He's been on for kickoffs. He's been on for PATs. Coach, he's not going to have anything left by the time he gets to soccer season.
Right, yeah. He's been doing a lot tonight when you score this much.
And, Coach, that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, Pirate Nation, of course, always knowing and hoping for a Pine Tree win as Starling gets a big return past midfield, breaks another tackle. He's still on his feet, finally brought down. But very good field position for an offense that is known to score fast and run fast plays. Pine Tree definitely in the driver's seat right now as we take the 2-minute break, but cannot let up. A very good defense performance. You would think that Coach Blanco going into the defensive room, after they get back home on what will probably be a very fun trip home, they get in, they watch a little bit of film tonight. You got to think he's going to be pretty proud.
Yeah.
Only letting in 3 scores for now. 152 left here in this fourth quarter, but 3 scores against a really good Henderson Lion team, very explosive. We talked about the running back. Running back could possibly be the best running back in the district, as you said that you and Coach Bachman talked about. Very explosive wide receivers.
Yeah, a big offensive lineman, 2 quarterbacks that are both capable of running and managing this offense. You've seen them execute tonight. You've seen them do really well. There's moments in this game where you kind of feel the momentum swing their way and think, just because you can see, man, when they get rolling, they're a really good football team. So you're right, Coach Blanco, as myself, a former defensive coordinator, as bad as sometimes you didn't want to have to admit it, you would face a good explosive offense and just know, look, they're going to score. They are going to score. It's a good offense, and you'd love to shut everybody out, but to hold this, this offense that's been, man, in the non-district schedule, they're putting up 50, 60 points a game, so that Henderson's going to score. They're going to get some explosives. This running back's going to have a lot of good runs. Can you rebound and go play and compete and limit explosive plays, take the ball away a time or two, and they've done what they've needed to do.
And we'll see the line offense get back out on the field. Howard fakes the handoff, steps up into the pocket, lets it rip down the field, and incomplete. Looking for the big home run, Coach. We've seen that time and time again. They'll take the shot on the first down.
Yeah, that's just called that concept right there, straight out of the Baylor playbook. That's called deep choice. The inside receiver runs a deep cross to pull the safety down. It allows the outside receiver to either run a stop, a go, or a post. There he ran the post. Dez defended well over the top. Dez really became the receiver. He had the better chance at the ball there, overthrown ball because of the good coverage.
Second down, Howard pressured. He pulls it down. He'll try to pick up what he can. Pirates rally to that. First one there for the Pirates. Number 8, Jaden Servia.
Yeah, and the target there, just like the possession before, number 11, Mason Jones, singled up on Rashad Wofford. That's who he wanted. Rashad jammed him off the line and slowed his release down so much that the quarterback had to just pull the ball and run.
And right there, try to get something cheap on the run play. Thought they would catch the Pirate defense sleeping. No such luck, as you see a little bit of everybody right there. Wyatt Sanchez in for the tackle, as is Brayson Woods, senior linebacker. Fourth down.
4th and 1 with 45 seconds left. It's not so much about prevent a first down, just don't get a score.
And, Coach, they'll do you one better. They'll stop them from getting the first down and they'll do everything but shut out the lights on this Henderson Lions Stadium, as most of the Henderson fans have found their way out the exit. But not your Pine Tree faithful, and especially those of you still joining us here on the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast, as your Pine Tree Pirates are looking to go 2-1 in district with a statement of a win over the Henderson Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I know. I talked to Coach Bachman for the last 2 weeks. You know, we're coming off a bye, and he was nervous about this game, not because of anything other than Coach Meeks is a really good coach who's coming in and establishing a program, and they've already come a pretty long way just this first year. They're scoring a lot of points. So to come out here and be able to put up 49 points, you know, and limit this explosive offense to 21, and to execute through the air when needed, then on the ground when needed, this is a big-time win for the Pirates that they should be able to capitalize on and just build momentum as they get ready to take on the Chapel Hill Bulldogs next week.
And every offensive coordinator, head coach's, defense coordinator's favorite formation, as long as you're on the winning team, victory formation for the Pine Tree Pirates, as Colton Croft takes the knee and they'll take the victory. Pine Tree over the Henderson Lions 49-21 in a great Friday night light football game here in East Texas. A just showcase of offense and defense, Coach. Great game. Can't say enough about both teams who have fought hard, fought tough. Really and truly, up until midway through the third quarter, you really didn't know which way it would probably fall. But for Pirate Nation and the Pine Tree Pirates, big win for them, going 2-1. Coach Meeks and the Henderson Lions will fall to 1-2 as they'll try to right their ship with the remaining district. That looks very similar to what Pine Tree has left, you know, considering that we said that they had both won and lost against Kilgore and Maybank.
Yep.
And so they have pretty much the same, you know, type of games left. Mm-hmm. And right now, you know, you got to think with Pine Tree, with this victory, it's looking pretty good for another postseason run. Of course, in the District of Doom, you can't count the chickens before they hatch, you know, and definitely, you know, speaking as a coach right here, definitely don't want to look too forward to it. You still got a lot of football to play. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things that can happen in the District of Doom. You know, Coach, you know, as we look to close out this broadcast, man, you know, let's just talk about everything coming into this. I mean, you had the storyline of Pirates coming off big win into the bye week, well rested, very well prepared, and it showed tonight. You know, them coming off the bye week into this game, Henderson coming off a pretty big win over Maybank. Both teams feeling very confident. You had the storyline with Coach Meeks being, you know, himself being a former Pine Tree Pirate. You know, I talked to him a little bit before the game, and he mentioned, you know, it's kind of strange to, you know, be playing in a game where both teams were teams coached by his dad. Yeah. And he actually played, you know, 7th grade and 8th grade football for Pine Tree. Yeah. So it's kind of cool, kind of collective as well. But then getting into the game, Coach, I'll just turn it over to you. Where do you start with this team? Do you talk about the aerial game for the Pine Tree? Do you talk about the run game that closed it out at the end of the game, or do you talk about the defense who only let out 21 points to a very high-powered and explosive Henderson Lion team? Where do you start?
You know, that's a really good question, because I think all of that plays into you're building a program that has to be married, right? Like you can't have a high-risk, high-reward, aggressive-style defense where it's kind of feast or famine, and then have an offense that's real slow and methodical, right? Because you know you might have to outscore people. Coach Bachman's built this thing on being really, really good on defense, putting great players on defense and being physical. And then he's built this offense through the years on being able to run the football, control the clock, take shots over the top when needed. And like we said, the evolution of this offense, I don't think that we've seen the best from Pine Tree yet, because this offense is still evolving with Colton Croft's ability to see the field, to recognize coverage, and then the receivers to, as they're running routes, convert routes based on what they're seeing in coverage. We haven't had a receiving core that all around was this strong at that kind of stuff, the intricacies of understanding coverages. We hadn't had a quarterback that sees the game that way. So the offense is week by week is just evolving a little bit to give Colton a little bit more control over what he's seeing and what decisions are made out there. We're starting to turn into a little bit more of an inside zone running team, which I think gives him the ability to throw RPOs off of it. So I think this is just a really complete game. As you see the offense, the evolution of the offense, they're starting to be able to beat you through the air, through explosive plays. They can beat you with RPOs. They can beat you with what are called free access throws. You see a DB playing off coverage, just raise up and throw to the receiver real quick. And then when needed, you can still go back to that run game that Coach Bachman's known for and just grind it out, right? So I think to answer your question, man, where do you start? I think it's a really complete game. I think the defense did a really good job of limiting explosives. They weren't going to take them all away, but they limited explosives. They made the big stops when they needed to. They did take the ball away once. They got the ball back to the offense, and the offense methodically did whatever it was that they needed to do, depended upon the situation. So a really, really good plan from the coaching staff and really well executed. And really another thing is just our kids did a good job of not getting too emotional. The highs or the lows, like they just stayed pretty consistent. So just real proud of the Pirates.
Coach, very well said all the way. And Coach, as we come to the end of this broadcast, I mean, quite a bit different than how you and me kind of started off this journey here at Pine Tree. Both started off in the box, and now we're back here in the box, just doing it a little differently. Final thoughts, final remarks on the game tonight, Coach?
Man, just great plan, great execution, a lot of fun, super excited to see just the fans and just how packed the stands were. Being able to see a lot of these pink shirts out here, that means they came straight from the gym across town from the volleyball game. So, good night for the Pirates overall. The Lady Pirates sweeping the Henderson Lions, and then a lot of those fans just coming over here to the stadium down the road to watch the varsity football Pirates now take care of business. So great night for the Pirates. Real proud for this community.
And that'll do it for the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. We want to say thank you to Superintendent Steve Cluxton, Principal Beeper Krause, Athletic Director and color commentator tonight, Jacob Holder, Head Coach Jason Bachman, as well as our producer and all things M6 Drone and Pine Tree Live, Larry Mahan, for tonight's broadcast of the Pine Tree Live football game between the Pine Tree Pirates and Henderson Lions. We will be back next Friday at Pirate Stadium as Pine Tree takes on Chapel Hill. We want to thank you again for joining us tonight. Hopefully we see you next Friday. Ahoy, good night, and go.